I love
You
it.
go back and
I love it. It's like high school reunion. And even if you go on my YouTube channel, we did these things called Where's Walter? Walter was the dad on Drake and Josh. And me and Jonathan, who plays Walter, we're sitting down at lunch one day, and we were thinking of just some funny YouTube things to do. And he's like, what if Walter went crazy and he becomes some homeless guy and we don't know why he ran away? It's just something happened. He just went nuts. I'm like, it's a great idea. And I'm like, you know what? I just bought all this camera equipment. Let's just go shoot something real quick. So we went and had some fun, and it kind of snowballed into this whole thing where we got Yvette, who played Helen, to come back, and Nancy, who played Audrey, my mom, and the great Doheny. I mean, we had all these characters coming back and doing these little snippets from the show, and it's like a high school reunion. Everybody was we were all such great friends, and everybody got along so well on that show that any inkling of us being able to get back together, we all jump at, So
yeah.
it's just now you just got to convince Josh.
Yeah, exactly, right? Well, I mean, you talk about Josh. You guys have this. I mean, I called the show legendary, and it is. Yeah. I mean, it lives on in the hearts of anybody who grew up in that time period. And you guys have a legendary chemistry, I think is fair to say.
Thank you.
Have you been able to attain that kind of chemistry with anybody in the world of music?
Honestly, I mean, I don't think I've been able to attain that type of chemistry with anyone else in the world ever.
Really?
Even like a girlfriend, you know what I mean? Because I mean, he and I have such a connection. When it's weird, man. I mean, because we've been together since we were kids. I remember when we were 11, 12 years old, we were on the Amanda Show, and I would go, I'd go hang out at his house, and we'd have sleepovers, and we'd sit up at night, and I'd go, okay, what's our show going to be about? And we would come up with these ideas and everything, and we, not even thinking we would ever have a show, really. Never. This was years before Drake and Josh. This was just us fantasizing. And then when we worked together on set, I mean, I don't have to talk to him. I don't have to, hey, Josh, can we just look at each other? It's like, no, I know. Oh, I know. It's weird. Yeah. When we went to do Grandfathered, his show that he did with John Stamos on Fox, I did a guest appearance, and after we did it, he pulled me aside. He said, man, I was nervous because we haven't worked together for about almost 10 years now, haven't done a scene together. And, man, we fell right back into it, huh? I'm like, dude, I told you, man. I'm like, there's something there between us that, it's once in a lifetime in this business. I mean, it's a Martin and Lewis. It's an Abbott and Costello. It's a Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder. Gene Wilder ain't gonna go find another Richard Pryor. It's just I'm not gonna go find another Josh. It's that we are what we are, and it's just something that happened, and it was really rad.
It's got to be one of the longest friendships you have, just not even in the business, but in your life. And there's
absolutely. I mean, I've known the guy for 20 years.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And there's been so many ups and downs, if you will, and probably most.
Well, yeah. I mean, we're like real brothers. I mean, there's been times on set where we don't want to talk to each other unless it's the dialogue, And then there's other times where, hey, what are you doing after work? After we've done a 16-hour day together? Oh, I don't know, going to your house and playing video games and hanging out, And so there's sometimes, and then I end up crashing at his place and wake up and I'm like, oh, got to get to work, and then we're like literally inseparable. You know what I mean? So it's like we're real brothers. Sometimes you want to, throw your brother against the wall, and sometimes you want to grab him and be like, you're the coolest dude in the world, and you're my best friend.
Totally. Yeah. Was there ever a point where between or throughout the highs and lows that you thought that maybe this friendship was done?
No, I mean, I don't know about done. I mean, there's obviously been some times where I've, and I'm sure from him as well, because that's just like a 20-year relationship is going to have those times where you're like, man, is this ever going to, is this what seals the breakup? But not with me. No, it's just, we have our tiffs and stuff, but I love that guy so much, and we're so close, and, like I said, having that type of relationship, especially in Hollywood, in this business, to have somebody that you can call your friend and that you know intimately and closely is like, I mean, that's priceless.
Yeah.
Priceless.
Do you have a favorite memory with him and the show that kind of jumps out to you?
Oh, man.
So tough to ask.
I mean, yeah, especially because of just how many hours and hours we'd spent together. But I would say the most fun that I would have with Josh is when we would do our late night overnights. We would get to set at about, 10 o'clock in the morning, and we would shoot until 9 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning the next day. We would do almost a 24-hour day. And so Well, no, probably until about 3, 4 o'clock. So until the sun comes up, because once the sun comes up, we have to stop shooting. So we would just get delirious. You know, we would be so tired and exhausted. And Josh, if you think that kid's funny when he's normal, I mean, get him sleep deprived. You know, get him sleep deprived and on a 12-hour day of work, and that kid is just like, I mean, the jokes are nonstop. His puns, you know, it's literally, he kept everyone awake on that set. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, people are falling asleep, and Josh is like, hey, and then the whole crew is laughing and rolling and awake again. So I think our overnights were the funnest because he would just get hilarious and delirious and stuff. So.